It's the beginning of the year. You spent some time visioning about what you want the year to look like. You spent some time writing out some goals. But now what? If you're wondering the same question, then you're in the right place. So let's talk about it. So if you remember in the last video, I talked about using this journal and spending some time visioning what I want the year to look like, writing down some things that I might like to accomplish, some things I might like to learn, kind of how I would like the end of the year to look like for me, and maybe some of the things I need to do to get there. So how do we turn what we did here into something like tangible that we can work on in goals? Well, I am glad that you asked. I have this sheet that I use called a daily game plan, and I will link below where you can get yourself a free copy of this as well. And so I fill this sheet out basically every day, and it helps me know where I'm going and helps me get there. Really, it gives me a game plan on how to make the stuff I wrote about become a reality. So let's take some time and fill this out together. All right, so the first thing that I always do is I put the date at the top of my daily game plan. One thing that I've added to this is that I write something I'm grateful for. So I just write like, I am grateful for this amazing weather. Yes, I have really bad handwriting. It doesn't matter what your handwriting's like. I just love pen to paper, and you could use a cute colored pen, some sort of marker, gel, whatever you like. I'm using this because I think it'll probably show up on here the best, so that's great. I also frequently below the daily game plan heading will write kind of a word or phrase that's important right now. So right now I'm using intention. Sometimes it's take action, sometimes it's be grateful, really whatever I need to kind of keep front and center. Of course, I put the date there. And then I need to go and start figuring out some of these top goals, top 3 goals for the year, for 5 years. And I will write kind of the year next to it on one side or the other. So right now we're in 2022, and then I'll write the top 3 goals for the next 5 years. And so I'll write 2022 to 2027. I think I did the math right. But that way I can use the same template over and over and over and over. And so when I'm figuring out kind of what my top 3 goals for the year and 5 years, I refer back to that last video and some of the things that I'm hoping to have show up this year or into the future. And so from that, and I'll just use an example. One of my goals is to grow my own food. I want to start gardening. And typically I'll write something like, I am grateful I'm able to grow my own food. So I kind of write it as a gratitude and something that's already been accomplished. Another thing that I'm looking to do is to have 3 consistent, consistent, streams of income. And again, I would write that in my journal that I do this paper in. Something like, I am blessed to have 3 streams of income, 3 consistent streams of income. So those are some examples. And so top goals for the next 5 years. So I will write something like, I love, but I make it cute with a heart that I color in, living in my paid for home with outdoor space for Jet, my dog, and my garden. So that is what I am trying to accomplish. Wouldn't it be nice if it's done in the next 5 years? So that's kind of how I make this. I love my annual family vacation. Money comes easily and abundantly as I earn X amount of dollars in whatever year or within the next 5 years. So that is how I kind of do my top 3 and 5 goals. Top goals for the year and for 5 years. And then I think about quarter goals. And when I think about my quarter goals, I think about what are the things that maybe don't need to be a top goal for the year because they can be done in a shorter time frame like a quarter, or if I break this down into 4 different quarters, how will I achieve these goals? And so for my quarter goals, my aunt got me a raised garden bed for Hanukkah, and so I planted my raised bed. That's one thing I want to get done this quarter, right? And so this is part of the growing my own food, and again, having a paid-for home that has space for my garden. So these 3 things are linked together. Another thing that that I need to do this quarter, and this is a consistency thing, is that I post 1 YouTube video per week. Okay, so that's how I do my quarter goals. Posting a YouTube. If I get enough subscribers and I make good content, then maybe that becomes Google AdSense as one of my consistent streams of income, or maybe some other opportunities will come out of that I haven't even visioned yet. So we'll do that. And then when it comes to my top goal of the week and the month, a lot of times I try to make my week goal be one of the things that I need to do to get the month goal, and the month goal one of the things to the quarter goal, to the year, to the... Right? It makes sense. But not all the time. So, for example, my top goal for the week is post 1 YouTube video. And that's because I'm trying to get back into that consistency habit. So that might be a top goal of the week for a while. My top goal of the month is actually the garden bed arrived the other day, and that's to assemble my raised bed. I need to build it before I can plant it. So if I can assemble it this month, then that gives me 2 months to really get it planted, get it where it needs, make sure that I'm planting something by March. There'll be great things that I can plant in there. So all of that is working together. We can see assembling my raised bed, to planting my raised bed, to growing my own food, to having a paid-for house that has outdoor space for my garden. All right, we see how all that's connected. Great. And so for the whole quarter, I want to post 1 YouTube video per week. So I need to do that in the beginning of the year, or we're never going to meet that. Okay. The last thing is my MVPs or my VIPs, my most valuable priorities, most important or very important priorities, or MIPs, most important priorities, whatever you want to call it is great. So what are like the 1 to 3 things that I really need to get done today in order to move everything forward, right? So one of the things I needed to do today was record 1 YouTube video. Because I got to record, I got to edit, I got to make thumbnails, I got to do keyword or tags. There's a lot that goes into posting the video, so I need to record the video. That's kind of an important step. What is another thing that I need to do? Sometimes I'll put something simple, like I need to do my yoga practice, which I'm still learning. This is only like day 7. So that is critical. I sometimes in the past have not done it on a weekend. I'm recording this on a weekend, so we're putting that in there. What is something else that I maybe need to do? I'm taking a course about YouTube, so I need to spend 20 minutes in my YouTube course. All right, and so we can see how these things relate back to this, which relates back to this. which maybe relates back to this, which maybe relates to another goal that I have. Okay. Do we see how all of that comes together? And then at the end of the day, I like to see, what did I get done? Did what I needed to do today and what I actually did, are they the same? What do I need to carry over to tomorrow? So like, did I not do the 20 minutes of my YouTube course? Did I not record the video? That needs to be carried over tomorrow. Is there something I need to add? Is there something on here that I realize I need to eliminate or change? And then any other new ideas or ahas that may have come up for me in the day, in my journaling, all of that gets to go right on here. I hope that was helpful. If you know somebody that needs some help taking what they wrote down here and coming up with steps to help make this come to fruition, then go ahead and share this video with them. Now, I used to print out that worksheet and fill it out every single day, but I don't need the worksheet really to guide me anymore. So I fill out the same information, but I actually do it in my journal. I'm able to put about 2, I write really small, days on each page, but then I can also take some pages and write other information, other things I want to journal about. So I keep it all in a journal instead of printing out page after page after page. But I used to print out every page, and at one point I printed out a bunch and actually got them spiral bound so that I had an entire book journal just for my daily game plan. So thanks for joining me today. I hope that this was helpful. If you found this valuable, go ahead and give that a thumbs up and share it with somebody else that you think needs it. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.